What was the best advice you've ever been given? Comment down below what it is. I'll tell you mine. I'll tell you it in stages actually. When I was a kid, my dad used to say, "Don't touch that or else." When I was a teenager, my dad said, "Don't call me if you go to jail, because I don't got bail money." When I was an adult, my dad told me, "Life's tough, so suck it up." Why do we ask for advice? Well, it's because we have questions. We all have questions. Some of us have school questions, like, which post-secondary school am I gonna attend? Or, what's my mark right now? Maybe they're friendship questions, like how do I tell my friend about this issue without them freaking out? Or maybe it's a family issue and you just don't know how to bring up a certain subject. Either way, I have a feeling we all go to the same place for the answers: YouTube and Google. But what if I told you there's one more place you can find all the answers you're looking for? Pastor Brandon, the Bible. Yeah, that's right, the Bible. If that's your reaction to the Bible, I'm gonna pray for you. But maybe there is someone on the other side of the screen who needs to hear this. Hey, you know what? Comment below who you think the wisest person in the world is right now. Is it Kylie Jenner? Is it Bill Gates? Is it Jeff Bezos? Mark Zuckerberg? I think I know somebody that tops them all though. King Solomon. One day, two ladies came to King Solomon with an issue. They both claimed to be the mother of one baby. King Solomon has to figure this out. So with his wisdom, he does this. He says to the ladies, "Let's chop the baby in half." How about that? Then you can both have a half of the baby. He had a different motive behind this action though. One of the ladies turned and said that she pretty much would rather give the baby up to this other random lady than see her own child be dead. Right there, King Solomon had figured out who the real mother is. The real mother was willing to give up the baby so that the baby would not die. We all have questions and we all want answers. And the book of Proverbs is a good place to start. What is a proverb though? It's a wise saying that's easy to remember. In 1 Kings, King Solomon asked God for wisdom. Not wisdom for himself, but wisdom to lead God's people. So God gave it to him. He gave him the most wisdom ever. Look at Proverbs chapter 1, verses 1 to 7. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive instruction in wise dealing, in righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and let the one who understands obtain guidance, to understand a proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and their riddles. Verse 7, this is important. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise wisdom and instruction. So if the beginning of knowledge is fear of the Lord, what is that? Because at face value, it can sound a lot different than what it means. Yes, we are supposed to fear the Lord, but the word fear here means in reverence, in respect, in great reverence and respect actually. Here's the thing about a lot of our questions. They might sound like good intentions, but they're actually answers for us, not so much other people. King Solomon asked for wisdom to lead God's people. When we ask for wisdom, it's so that we can get this person off our back. We're all guilty of being selfish, even the best of us. It doesn't matter. Everyone has a flesh, and the flesh seeks to serve itself. All right, so what have we learned? We've learned that we all have questions and we all want answers. We've learned that Proverbs 1 says that the beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. And we've also learned that some of our questions we're asking are not really to benefit others, but to benefit ourselves first. So where do we go from here? All right, so look, there's 31 days in the month of May, and there's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. Here's the challenge we are going to attack as Queensway Youth. We're gonna read a chapter a day for 31 days straight. Easy. Here's what I need you to do though. Every time you read a chapter from the book of Proverbs, I need you to write down 1 or 2 verses or highlight or mark 1 or 2 verses that really stood out to you. Some of you are asking, why are we doing this? Well, here's the thing. I don't even think it was my choice. After I prayed and planned about this, I closed my laptop and I shut down all my devices, except I started scrolling through Instagram right before I went to bed. And I saw Pastor Melanie make a video on our church Instagram page, and she was issuing the same challenge to the rest of our church. Here's the thing, I haven't talked to Pastor Melanie about this one time. So here's what I know. God is trying to answer our questions, and he might just happen to use the book of Proverbs to do it. So I'm praying that you will take part in this challenge. I'm gonna hold you accountable. The leaders are gonna hold you accountable. I need you to hold each other accountable. And I am believing that God is gonna speak to every single question that you have. Let's see what happens.